So the final thing we really felt we had to attack, and maybe this one was the most important, was kind of what the genre has become really famous for, which is just the rage, the pure rage you get from your teammates, right? And, you know, and I think it's really easy to kind of hand wave it and just assume that Dota players tend to be chaotic evil, and that's the end of it. But we thought, well, maybe we need to kind of take responsibility as designers, and is there anything we're doing to kind of inflame them or create unnecessary tension? So the first thing we decided to attack was game length. Like the typical genre game lasts anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes. So if one of your teammates is doing very poorly and you just get to play over your lunch hour, your lunch hour is gone and you're probably a half hour in. So the stakes are way higher, you're very angry. So we've tried to really lower the average game length, and we've gotten it to about an average internally. We have no idea what's going to happen when you guys get a hold of it, but internally we've gotten our average game length to about 20 minutes, and it feels really good. We had some that have ended as soon as 10 minutes, and it doesn't feel bad. It feels really decisive. You're like, oh, okay, we kind of messed that up. It's over, and you know the pain is ended quickly. Some of our more epic ones last maybe like 30 minutes, but again, that feels kind of cool, feels kind of epic. But the thing is, I can get a couple in over my lunch hour. I can get a couple in when I get home before dinner. That's kind of what we're going for. The other thing was trying to remove very obvious conflict points. I mean, the obvious one is the carry. You know, you don't have to be a psychologist. If you walk into a group, it's like, hey, okay, one of you gets to be the superstar. The rest of you are his stooges. Who wants to be the superstar? Who wants to be a superstar? A lot of hands are going to go up, right? And even if you don't want the pressure of being the superstar, you kind of resent the fact that there's a superstar. And you know, I think we've all been trapped in that score screen chat room with super special guy who went 20-0, and he's getting a little cranky that we're all not telling him how amazing he is because he went 20-0 and we went 7-5. It's just a very bad design. So one of the things we fixed earlier is making towers much softer targets kind of fixed this for us. Now what happens is if I'm the guy in a solo in a lane, yeah, I'll get experience a little faster, I'll get more gold, but the other thing is the other team's like, hey, there's a guy alone by himself in a lane. Let's double team him. Let's try to get that tower down very quickly. So now, you know, the solo guy actually has a lot of pressure now. It's kind of it's an important role, but it's not this super glorious superstar role. It's kind of like being a nose tackle in football. You're at the bottom of the pile a lot, but you're kind of like helping hold the battle line. The other thing we're trying to do is get rid of the concept of kills, deaths, and assists. It's just a horrible, horrible way to score this game. Imagine like if in the dungeon finder in WoW, the guy that got the last hit on every mob got all the loot and the experience. It would be a train wreck. You'd be at each other's throats. I mean, you're kind of at each other's throats sometimes to begin with, but yeah, it's something like that. It's insanity. So we got rid of the concept of kills, deaths, and assists, and we just replaced it with a takedown. 3 of us kill one guy. It doesn't matter who got the last hit, because that's really not important if you think about it. All 3 of us get a takedown. The experience and the gold, they're shared equally. And what it does is it kind of removes the individualism that the game is really kind of putting up front. And it's putting it away from a hardcore individual concept to a hardcore team concept. And we know, those of us that have played WoW, the hardcore team concept can be just as hardcore, if not more hardcore than the hardcore individual concept. But it's more gratifying, it's more exciting, because you're coming together as a team, and you're not really focused on who got the last hit or who got the most kills. You're focused on getting that enemy core down. And the final thing we really love about this is it allows us to reward unselfish play. So this is Uther. Now when we first designed Uther, Uther couldn't kill you if you tried to help him kill you. That's how little damage he does. But what is awesome about Uther is he can really tip a team fight. He can really keep people alive. And when we first designed him, there were people in the room like, no one's going to play that. No, this game's about killing people. If I can't kill people, no, stupid. And we're like, well, let's try it. No, stupid. And but once we kind of started adding these more team-oriented dynamics, like Rich mentioned earlier, we got rid of last hitting, we got rid of last hitting on heroes. He became one of the most popular heroes because, wow, he's like a franchise player. If you don't have an Uther or a Thrall on your team, man, you got to work way harder to stay alive in a group fight. If you get focus fired, oh man, it's ugly. So being able to kind of like make the heroes more distinct was a really nice side benefit, and to allow people to like play support, because that's a really fun role to play.